guys, I'm Suzanne.
And I'm Andrew.
And you're listening to Culips. If you want to learn English for everyday use, you've come to the right place. At Culips, we help make English understandable. By listening to our podcast, you can learn natural expressions and conversational structure. If you're interested in learning more about Culips and what we do, check us out on Facebook or our website, culips.com. That's Culips.com. Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoy this episode.
Welcome back, everybody, to another Real Talk episode. Today's episode is part 2 of our lunch ordering series, the second and final part. Last time we looked at ordering lunch at a fast food restaurant, but today we're going to listen to a dialogue and then examine the key expressions used when ordering lunch at a regular restaurant, where you sit down and order from a server. So let's get right to it. Here we go. Part 2 of how to order lunch. We are in the situation of ordering lunch at a sit-down Vietnamese restaurant. Are you a fan of Vietnamese food, Suzanne?
I love Vietnamese food. In fact, there is a great Vietnamese restaurant right around the corner from my house. I think I order from there once a week. They know me. They know my order. And my accent in French.
I also love Vietnamese food, and I think Montreal has some of the best Vietnamese food in Canada. It is
I agree.
Delicious and done right in Montreal.
And Vietnamese sandwiches are also very good for lunch.
They are on point. I agree. Okay, so here is situation 2. Please listen to our dialogue. Ordering lunch at a Vietnamese restaurant. Hey, how are you guys doing today? What can I get for you two?
Hi. I'll have the number 4, the rare steak and brisket pho.
Okay, what size?
Just a small, please.
Sure. And for you?
I'll have the number 30, the grilled pork noodle bowl, but with no cilantro, please.
Okay, a number 30, no cilantro. Anything to drink?
No, water's fine.
Okay, great. Thanks. We just listened to a dialogue where a couple of customers ordered lunch at a sit-down Vietnamese restaurant. And so now we will check out the language they used to make their order. And so, Suzanne, what did they start off with? What was the first question we heard?
The first question came from the waiter who asked, "What can I get for you two today?" So that really is the waiter greeting the customer and also asking what they would like to eat. They don't always ask, "What would you like to eat?" Sometimes it's more general, like, "What can I get for you?" Or, "What would you like to have?" The waiter is asking a general question for their order.
Exactly. And now, I know, Suzanne, that you have some serving experience in your background.
Yes.
Another question that a waiter might ask to start off with is, "Can I get you anything to drink?"
Yes, they usually start off with the drinks, which I find kind of annoying sometimes because sometimes you want to decide your food before you decide your drink so you can match it up. But yes, it's customary to ask, what would you like to drink first?
Hmm. However, I've noticed that when I order at a Vietnamese restaurant, they get right to the point.
Yes.
And so it depends on the restaurant. If it's kind of a smaller family run restaurant, especially at a busy lunchtime, they might jump right to the food order. But I brought this up just to say that, when you're in Canada ordering at a restaurant, the first question you might hear is, what would you like to drink? But in this specific case, they got right to the food,
Yeah.
right down to business.
Right down to business. And what about the second expression?
Yeah, so the customer orders the rare steak and brisket pho, and she does that by saying, I'll have the number 4.
Yes, that's usually because in a Vietnamese restaurant menu, they have each entree and appetizer numbered.
Exactly. And so you'll see this not just at Vietnamese restaurants, but all sorts of restaurants, Indian restaurants, Chinese restaurants, and Vietnamese restaurants, of course, all different types. The items in the menu will be numbered. And so the customer here just points to the menu and says, number 4. I'll have the number.
Yeah, and I think it makes it easier for them to order over the phone as well. When you're ordering delivery or pickup, takeout, you will also have a numbered menu, and they use this to make it easier and to sort of facilitate a faster ordering method. Okay, number 10. Okay, number 22.
I always appreciate it too you I'm a little bit worried of butchering the pronunciation of some of the dishes.
I think this is why they do it, honestly.
You know, how many times a day can a waiter hear their language being mispronounced before they're finally like, ugh, let's just number the items. Yeah. Let's look at the next key expression. The second customer orders the grilled pork noodle bowl, but with no cilantro, please.
So cilantro is an herb that you either love or hate.
I love it.
I love it too. I would never say no cilantro.
No.
But I do think that some people have a strange aversion to cilantro, and it can make their mouth taste like metal. Isn't that
I've heard
right?
this before, yes.
So you can have an allergy or something to this, and so it's very common to say no cilantro.
Sure. The reason we're looking at this expression is because this is what you can say when you want to adjust your order, right? When you want the waiter to remove something. For example, I was at a restaurant this weekend with a friend of mine who is a vegetarian, and we ordered this interesting type of pizza that was a spinach pizza, but they put bacon on the top. So we had to say, please, we'll have the spinach pizza with no bacon. We need to remove the bacon.
Oh. Could you have done half bacon and half no bacon?
Yeah, I could have probably. But, sometimes I'm happy to eat vegetables too.
Yeah.
But that's true. I mean, on a pizza, that's an option. I think with a grilled pork noodle bowl, probably you don't want half cilantro. You got to go all the way.
Yeah. The next key phrase is no, water is fine. So what exactly does that mean? No, water is fine.
Yeah. So the waiter at the end of the interaction asks the customers if they want anything to drink, and the customer simply says, no, water is fine, meaning essentially, I'll just drink water.
Yeah, so water is kind of the default drink. They automatically bring water. So by saying no, it doesn't mean they don't want water. It means I'll just take the default beverage and I'll take the water.
Yep, you don't have to give me anything else. I'll just take the free water and enjoy that. Well, Suzanne, today in our Real Talk episode, we looked at how to order lunch in a sit-down restaurant where you order from a server.
Yes, you can always ask questions if you don't understand something or have a question about the menu or a food item.
Absolutely. So we want to thank everybody for listening. We really appreciate it. And we would love to hear from you. What do you think of our new Real Talk series? Do you like this type of episode? Is there any feedback that you have for us? Please visit our website, culips.com, or our Facebook page at facebook.com/culipspodcast and let us know.
And maybe you can comment on our Facebook page and let us know any interesting interactions you may have had with a cashier or a waiter when ordering lunch.
Absolutely. I'd love to hear your funny stories. I'm sure there are many of them out there.
Yeah.
Here's the dialogue for you one more time. Again, please listen carefully for the key expressions we talked about in this episode. As for us, we are out of here. Thanks again for listening. We'll be back soon with another Culips episode. Talk to you then. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, how are you guys doing today? What can I get for you two?
Hi. I'll have the number 4, the rare steak and brisket faux.
Okay, what size?
Just a small, please.
Sure. And for you?
I'll have the number 30, the grilled pork noodle bowl, but with no cilantro, please.
Okay, a number 30, no cilantro. Anything to drink?
No, water's fine.
Okay, great. Thanks.